The Freemasons. A name that has echoed through the corridors of history, shrouded in both fascination and suspicion. The name alone evokes images of secret handshakes, cryptic symbols, and whispered legends. For many, it conjures up visions of clandestine meetings and ancient rituals passed down through generations. For centuries, this fraternity has existed in the shadows, fueling speculation about its true purpose. Some see them as puppet masters, quietly shaping the course of nations, while others view them as a harmless social club, misunderstood by the outside world. Are they hidden architects of history, or simply a misunderstood brotherhood devoted to charity and mutual support? The truth, as always, is more complex than the myths suggest. Their symbols, the square and compasses, the all-seeing eye, are etched into cityscapes, hinting at influence beyond a typical social club. These emblems, found on buildings and monuments worldwide, have become icons of mystery and speculation. The secrecy surrounding their rituals has created a vacuum, filled by theories of power and hidden agendas. Stories of secret oaths and elaborate ceremonies have only deepened the intrigue, making the line between fact and fiction ever more blurred. This essay, written on September 11, 2025, seeks to cut through myth and explore the real origins and evolution of Freemasonry. We'll trace its journey from medieval stonemason guilds to the global network it is today, examining how its traditions have adapted over time. We'll look inside the modern lodge, examine their professed values, and consider the ways in which Freemasonry continues to shape both its members and the communities around them. We'll weigh the evidence for ourselves, sifting through artifacts, documents, and personal accounts to separate reality from rumor. The paradox of public charity and private ritual is what keeps the Freemasons an enduring enigma, both a symbol of benevolence and of clandestine power. In the end, the story of the Freemasons is not just about secrets, but about the enduring human quest for meaning, belonging, and influence. The story of Freemasonry begins not in shadowy secrecy, but in the open air and bustling towns of medieval Europe, where the foundations of the organization were laid in stone and sweat. In these muddy construction sites, skilled stonemasons toiled to raise the cathedrals and castles that still awe us today, their hands shaping the very landscape of history. These original masons were more than just laborers, they were master craftsmen, entrusted with the secrets of their trade, and organized into powerful guilds that protected their knowledge and livelihoods. Within these guilds, apprentices learned their craft under the watchful eyes of masters, while the guild itself ensured high standards, fair wages, and a sense of brotherhood that extended beyond the worksite. To protect their skills and reputation, masons developed secret handshakes and signs, unique identifiers that allowed them to travel and find work across distant regions, and to be recognized as true craftsmen wherever they went. As the great age of cathedral building faded, these lodges began to open their doors to men who were not stonemasons by trade, gentlemen, philosophers, and thinkers, all drawn to the moral teachings hidden within the tools and rituals of the craft. This transformation from operative to speculative masonry reached a turning point in 1717, when 4 London lodges united to form the first Grand Lodge, marking the birth of modern Freemasonry. With this new era, rituals were formalized and standardized, shifting the focus from the construction of grand buildings to the construction of character, virtue, and personal growth. The tools of the mason, the square and compasses, took on new meaning, becoming powerful symbols, the square representing morality and fairness, the compasses symbolizing self-restraint and the boundaries of personal conduct. From these humble beginnings, Freemasonry spread rapidly across continents, evolving into a global fraternity that welcomed men from all walks of life, united by shared ideals and a commitment to self-improvement. The ancient tools and allegories of stonemasonry became vehicles for teaching timeless virtues, honesty, charity, and brotherly love, passed down through generations. Today, the legacy of those medieval guilds endures not in the stones of cathedrals but in the living ideals of the craft, inspiring members to build not just structures but better lives and communities. What happens inside a modern Masonic lodge? Meetings blend routine business, minutes, finances, charity planning, with ritualistic ceremonies. The heart of Freemasonry is its ritual, allegorical plays called degrees, teaching lessons of self-improvement and integrity. The 3 main degrees, entered apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason, use stonemason symbols to impart moral truths. These shared rituals create a powerful bond among members, transcending social divides. Charity is central. Freemasons quietly raise vast sums for causes from disaster relief to medical research. Relief, as they call it, is a cornerstone of their teaching. Self-improvement must benefit the wider world. After rituals, members gather for a meal, strengthening bonds of brotherhood. For many, this sense of belonging is the greatest draw. Freemasonry offers a rare space for men to meet as equals, united by tradition and purpose. Freemasonry's secrecy has always bred suspicion. Critics see closed doors and secret oaths as evidence of hidden agendas, conspiracies of power, influence, and ancient wisdom. Masonic symbols like the all-seeing eye fuel theories of global control, especially given the fraternity's roster of powerful members. Historical opposition from institutions like the Catholic Church only deepened the mystique. The result, a persistent image of Freemasonry as a shadowy network, its true influence forever debated. But what if the truth is far less dramatic? Freemasons themselves insist they are simply a fraternity focused on personal growth and charity. Their secrets are limited to handshakes and passwords, rituals meant to create a memorable personal journey for new members. The moral lessons they teach are universal integrity, charity, responsibility. Their rules and meeting places are public, and their structure is decentralized. No global command, just independent grand lodges. The idea of a worldwide conspiracy is dismissed as impractical. Freemasonry, they argue, reflects society rather than controls it. Influential members are found in many organizations, not just the lodge. The fraternity's purpose is self-improvement, not secret power. For most, the reality is committee meetings, fundraisers, and shared meals, not clandestine plots. The myth of a powerful cabal is, to them, pure fiction. The debate over Freemasonry's true nature has long centered on the tension between secrecy and sociability. For centuries, outsiders have wondered, is this an exclusive club shrouded in mystery, or a fellowship built on camaraderie and shared ideals? Critics argue that the oaths of silence, cryptic symbols, and secret rituals foster an atmosphere of elitism and hidden influence. They point to the elaborate ceremonies and coded gestures as evidence that Freemasons operate behind closed doors, wielding power away from public scrutiny. Masons, however, counter this perception. They insist they are not a secret society, but rather a society with secrets, an important distinction. Their traditions, they say, are meant to preserve a sense of wonder and unity, not to exclude or conspire. The existence of lodges, the names of members, and even the locations of meetings are all public knowledge. Only the inner workings, the rituals and passwords remain private, intended to create a shared experience among members. These rituals, Masons claim, are not about plotting in secret, but about forging bonds of trust and teaching timeless values like integrity, charity, and brotherhood. Still, the close-knit network of trust among members can create informal channels of influence. In business, politics, or social life, a fellow Mason may be more likely to extend a helping hand, opening doors that might otherwise remain closed. A quiet word between brothers, a discreet recommendation, or a subtle gesture can sometimes lead to opportunities, raising concerns about favoritism, cronyism, or even undue influence. Yet, Masonic teachings are clear. Loyalty to the craft must never override one's civil or moral duties. Members are reminded that their obligations to society and the law come first, and that the fraternity's values are meant to inspire ethical conduct. The fraternity aspires to build better men, encouraging charity, mentorship, and community service, not to subvert society or undermine justice. The potential for abuse exists, as it does in any powerful network, but so does the ideal of ethical conduct and personal growth. The challenge is to live up to those ideals. Ultimately, the truth about Freemasonry lies in the ongoing tension between secrecy and sociability, between suspicion and trust. Freemasonry is both a private brotherhood and a public institution, its influence shaped by the character and actions of the men within it, and by the scrutiny of the world outside. The conflict between secrecy and sociability is what keeps the debate alive, ensuring that Freemasonry remains both intriguing and controversial in the public imagination. The list of famous Freemasons is long and illustrious. George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and other founding fathers wove the craft into America's fabric. British royalty, like King George VI and Winston Churchill, were also members. Across Europe, leaders like Frederick the Great, and Garibaldi joined the ranks. The arts and sciences boast Masons like Mozart, Kipling, and Fleming. For Freemasons, this legacy is a point of pride, a testament to their ideals. For skeptics, it's evidence of a powerful network at the heart of history. The fraternity's influence is undeniable, whether seen as benevolent or suspect. Their legacy is written in the achievements of their members. Freemasonry's reach extends into entertainment, exploration, and innovation. Hollywood icons like John Wayne and Clark Gable, magician Harry Houdini, and explorers like Shackleton and Scott were all Masons. Even astronauts like Buzz Aldrin carried the craft to the moon. Today, the fraternity quietly attracts leaders from all walks of life. Its members remain active in shaping culture, business, and community. Freemasonry is not a relic, but a living network. Its cultural footprint is vast, impossible to ignore. Whether its influence is accidental or intentional, the fraternity's presence in the corridors of power is a fact. So, what can we truly say about the Freemasons? Their origins are clear. From medieval guilds to a global fraternity built on ritual and charity. Their secrecy fuels myths, while their roster of powerful members keeps suspicions alive. There's no evidence of a global conspiracy, but the potential for informal influence is real. The truth is complex, a blend of idealism, tradition, and human nature. Freemasonry's mystique endures because it straddles the line between private club and public institution. As long as there are closed doors and ancient symbols, questions will remain. The enduring enigma of the Freemasons is perhaps their greatest legacy, a reminder that some mysteries are meant to persist.